I made a video a few weeks ago about not feeling very inspired lately.
I've lost my inspiration.
Writer's block, creativity blocks, all the things. What I've been doing is trying to get back in the zone. I've been watching documentaries, Miss Americana.
And my storytelling is what it is for me. I know that without me writing my own songs, I wouldn't be here.
And I have been watching YouTube videos, just trying to get different ideas of how people are creative. So I got a couple ideas. One of the things was something that I was doing the other day, which is just letting yourself just start filming. You just kind of have a little spark of an idea and you don't know how to execute it. The idea is that you just start filming. I think it does work. I think like once you start creating, it kind of just flows into the next idea and the next idea. Another thing that Peter McKinnon recommended, which was a nice reminder because I often forget about this, but keeping a journal with you.
2 years ago, I made a video about a notebook and how writing in a notebook for 30 days changed my life.
Not necessarily like a diary, like I'm not going to be writing down like my deepest, darkest thoughts. So it's a chance to get off of your phone, get off your digital devices and just put pen or pencil on paper. And sometimes, somehow, there is this creativity that starts flowing with that. So I went and got field notes so I can start keeping track of my notes and maybe writing down ideas for the narration of videos or a shot list. Another thing that I came up with is an idea for a challenge I want to pursue in 2024. So we're pretty close to the new year, which is absurd. How? So I thought a good way to get myself inspired is to challenge myself to shoot one roll of film every month next year. At least one roll of film. I would definitely say that I would like to shoot more than one roll of film per month. But there's that whole thing like stay broke, shoot film. Film is incredibly expensive. Some months will be color, some months will be black and white. And the idea is to try a different type of film every month, hopefully. Last night I went onto the darkroom and I went over to the Film Photography Project website and I purchased the first 5 rolls of film, so a mix of color and black and white.
Shopping in bed for film. I just dropped $44.73 on 5 rolls of film. So it's probably like film alone is probably going to be what, about 100 plus? We might be shooting more black and white than color just due to price.
And I have 1 roll of Fuji 400, just like your classic color film from like, I think you can get it at like Walmart even. And so with all that together, I have my first 6 months ready to go. A little backstory on this. I have always been into photography. My neighbor gave me a hand-me-down camera when I was little, like I must have been like 5 or 6, something like that. And it was like very similar, at least in my mind, to the camera that my mom used. So I got my first camera and I was so pumped to have it. You know, I was going around shooting it. I don't know what I was capturing. There was a photography class at high school where you got to develop your own film and then develop the prints in a darkroom. And like once I knew that that existed, I was like, I think you had to be a junior in order to be in that class, and I could not wait to be in that class. I learned how to develop my own film, black and white, and make black and white prints in the darkroom, and absolutely loved it. Like I wanted to build a darkroom in my own house, and I just never had like the money or space. Like I remember just being on eBay, like trying to find like darkroom kits, and I just like couldn't pull it off. So then I started getting into digital photography like we all did. And I started investing in my gear, and I have, you know, the gear I have now, and I do mostly, well, I've been doing all digital. But then back in 2017, 2018, somewhere around there, I decided I wanted to try film photography again. So I went on eBay, I think, and ordered just a mid-2000s point and shoot camera, and it literally was just like fully automatic. So I started shooting film again and absolutely loved it. Like, it's just the same thing that everyone says, like that quality of the grain, it's just, there's nothing like it. So I started buying some really expired film, like 20-year-old expired film, and just shooting and just seeing what would turn out. The last roll that I did, which was probably just maybe last year, I got the thing back. Only like 6 of the shots had turned out, and just with the price of film and developing being what it is, I just didn't feel confident to keep shooting on that camera. So I was afraid I was gonna just like keep paying and then like half the shots wouldn't turn out. I kind of stopped, but now I have been triggered to do this new thing, and I know film is like a whole thing now. It's like kind of made this resurgence, so I'm really excited to try this out, and I'm hoping that having some sort of challenge like this will kind of help push me back into this creative process again. I'll be going down to Miami. I can go to my storage unit and get the old film camera I used to shoot with, which I absolutely love. It's not an expensive camera at this point, but it is, I really love the shots that came off that camera. It's just something about when you have a roll of film, you have a limited amount of frames that you can shoot, and in this world where we can just grab our iPhone and just like snap like 25 photos of the same thing and be like, I'll figure this out later. You don't have that luxury when you're shooting with film. I had to go back to like my early training and be like, composition, light, all the things that make a good photo, quote unquote, good photo. Like, you have to think those things through before you shoot, or you're just wasting film. I really like that challenge right now because I just feel like we've gotten so spoiled, or at least I've gotten so spoiled, that I don't have to think it through before I shoot. So maybe even the quality of the images will get better because I have to think them through and concentrate a little bit harder. These are all reasons that I'm super excited to get back into shooting film.